base is kind of similar to the base that we showed when we were doing the Royal Champion charge, with a big difference. And that is, on this base, you have these single target Infernos on the back end. So you're not going to be able to charge your champion in there. It's a little too risky. You're going to need a lot of freezes, and there's probably a better fit on a lot of these bases. So here is what a couple of us have been running on this type of base, and we'll just kind of break it down and look at what the features are. So single target Infernos, those are good for hogs and miners. There's not a lot of DPS back here, but you do have the high value eagle right there. Up front here, you basically have the biggest threat to hogs right here next to the town hall. So you have the 3 highest value buildings plus the 4 heroes right here at the edge, plus the CC. So if you can get just this tiny bit of the base with a kill squad, your hogs are basically going to have free reign to take down the rest of the base. So that's kind of the idea behind this attack. With the scatter shots and the town hall right there, the heroes and the CC, and that's basically the top of the list for what you need to deal with if you want a successful hog attack. So at that point, we just have to figure out how we want to take that down, and also how we're going to funnel for the hogs on the back end, because it's just such a wide area here that you're not going to get a good path if you just spam all of them. So here's what I decided to do on this one. So since there's such a high concentration of DPS to start out, we're going to drop a poison on the CC and immediately follow it with 3 ice golems just right here. I think I'll have to, I don't know if I used a jump, but normally we'll drop a jump right here and then follow it with 5 Yetis and the King Queen. And with all those Yetis getting destroyed and the ice golems tanking up front, and then the heroes, it's pretty easy to take out this chunk of the base. So now we have to think about the funnel. The next highest value building that defends against hogs, in my opinion, is going to be the Eagle Artillery. It just, if the hogs get grouped up and it gets a couple shots on them, they're basically going to all die. So we still have our siege machine, so we can either blimp this or we can use a wall wrecker or something like that. I considered using a blimp, but if you'll notice, there could be some traps, and I didn't want to get trapped with a black mine and drop the Yetis outside of that compartment. And also, I've had a time fail with this attack before using a blimp, just because there's so much happening with your heroes at the other side, and the blimp on this side, I ended up waiting until the heroes took everything down before I dropped the blimp. So what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to drop an ice golem here to tank, and then I'm going to put in the wall wrecker behind it. And as soon as I do that, I'm going to move my concentration up here to deal with the heroes and the scatter shots and everything. And then once that's taken care of, hopefully this will be deep enough in there so that I can rage the Yetis and the Valks, and they can take out this area. And then once that's complete, this is kind of what we have. We have a nice channel here for the hogs to kind of go in, go straight across. And we also have the Warden and the Royal Champion. Likely we're going to heal right around this area, and probably right here. Probably just 3 heals right in a row. That's where all the bombs are probably going to be bunched up. So on this type of attack, like I said, it's essential to get those buildings that are high value, that do a lot of damage to hogs, and also funnel. Because it's always important to get a nice straight channel for those hogs to go through. It makes the attack go more smoothly. It stops them from breaking up into small groups, because when they break up into small groups, you can't really heal as effectively. So you want to keep them pretty close together. Maybe not all bunched up in one group, but pretty close together so you can take advantage of the heal radius. So now let's take a look at this attack. Alright, so the ice golem goes down first, and we wanted that there because I knew all of those defenses would break the wall wrecker if I didn't have an extra tank. So that's why I dropped that first. We just didn't want to take the chance of missing the eagle. And you'll see up here at the top, everything's just bunched up. It's going to end up taking down everything I need. The heroes go down, the town hall, both of the scatter shots. And now I'm going to bring my attention back here to the eagle, and we're going to rage the yetis to make sure that they clear out that area. And then I kind of waited to see where the narrowest path was for the hogs. Okay, I started over here on the right because it was a little bit narrower than spreading them out on the left. And I mean, this is a pretty common base, so like I said, we've seen it before. We're gonna heal near those bomb towers if we need to. The tome saved him from the first one. Gonna heal before the second one and then on the second one. And yeah, when you can get them in a nice straight line like that, it goes pretty well. And this funnel wasn't perfect, but normally if you take the time to plan the funnel well and you deal with the defenses that are the biggest threat to your cleanup troop, it doesn't have to be perfect. You'll see on this one the hogs kind of went in a couple different places, but if you plan those first two steps well, you don't have to execute everything else perfectly. So that is one attack, and now we're going to look at another one. It's a similar base. Alright, so this is our second base with a similar hog attack. And to start off, you'll see down here we have the wish list for hogs: enemy queen, enemy king, royal champion, scatter shots, CC, town hall. So we're going to just kind of recycle the planning for that other part. We'll use similar kill squad, ice golems, yetis. So the ice golems, they're going to tank the initial DPS. The yetis are going to do some damage to the surrounding buildings and also send the Yetimites when they're destroyed. And then the royals, hopefully we'll get the town hall. This one we do need a jump to get there just to be safe, so we're going to jump in right there. A couple comments on other possible combos and ideas. You can't use Royal Champion Charge on this one. I guess I wouldn't, because of the single target Infernos. They're gonna, they're spread out nicely. They're gonna get her, so you're not gonna be able to use that combo. And the other thing you could think about is Queen Walk Hybrid, but normally the Queen Walk Hybrid works best when you get the Town Hall, and you can save the Warden ability for other defenses and everything. But I probably wouldn't try that on this base, because you have the sweepers blowing healers away. You have a ton of DPS and probably a CC that's going to hold you up. So if those ice golems pop out, your queen has zero chance of surviving. So I probably wouldn't recommend doing any type of queen walk in this area. It's just a disaster waiting to happen. So that's why we settled on this hog attack. So our initial kill squad is going to take out this portion. And this is one that Elvis and I worked on. I messed it up and he fixed it. So here is what we're going to do on the back end. So you'll notice when you look at the setup of this base, your air defenses are over here, which means you have a really nice channel for some type of air troop in this area. So we chose to use a Stone Slammer. It's going to come in here, make its way down, and probably pop around this area and get this eagle. And just like the last attack, you take down the front end of the base with your kill squad, and then on the back end you're going to form a funnel. And just like that other attack, you're going to have a nice straight channel for your hogs to go through, and with maybe a couple cleanup troops on the end. So that is how we're going to plan this attack. So kill squad down at the bottom, stone slammer with a yeti and Valk up here to form the funnel, get that nice channel, and send the hogs through with your royal champion and your grand warden. And did I forget anything? Oh, the single target infernos again. That's one of the things that makes this a good choice for this attack. You know, the single targets just don't deal well with the hogs. So let's take a look at this attack now. Alright, in this attack, and this is actually the one I time failed on, but on this attack, Elvis is going to... Oh, he's going to set off the tornado trap first. That way it doesn't hold up his troops. What's going... Okay, and then so that baby dragon's going to come back here. He has his ice golems down. You'll see that those are freezing all of the DPS to give the yetis and the heroes some time to make their way through the rest of the defenses and buildings. And then the raged yetis are going to go in there and take down the town hall. And then the stone slammer is going to come in. Remember, you always want to drop a scout loon. He didn't have to because he had my scout. But if you're doing a fresh hit on something like this and you have air, you always want to drop a scout loon. So that stone slammer's making it through this whole area, almost untouched for 3 or 4 defenses, and that's because those air defenses are offset, and you don't really have anything that's going to do a lot of damage other than the archer towers. The yetis go in and get that eagle, and then you have a nice funnel for the hogs to come in. And then at this point, it's just hoping that you have enough time to finish the attack. Since it's a multi-phase attack, and it's a pretty strong plan, your only real enemy on this one is time. You have, I mean, I think when he gets to the end, he has almost all of his hogs left. He still has 2 heals. And yeah, it's just a race against the clock at this point. So, like I said, that's what a good plan can do. You don't have to cross your fingers and hope that it goes well. You know that all you have to do is execute, and you can pull it off. So that's this hog attack that we've been working on, and we'll be making some more videos soon.